Hey scholars, it's Miss Dean. So today's video, we're going to be talking about making inferences. Now, making inferences is really not something new, but I want to reteach it and reiterate it so that you guys can really understand it for next week. Okay? So when I'm talking about making inferences, what if it's the first day of school and a student walks into the room and I see that they have on some red shoes, a red jacket, and a red backpack? I can make an inference. I can infer that that student's favorite color is red. You see? They didn't have to tell me their favorite color. I just used some clues. I used my eyes and my observations, and I can see that his favorite color was red. Now, I have a student this year, and they love to talk about the artist Marshmello. And this student is always drawing Marshmello and always wants to draw a picture of him and listen to his songs. I can infer that my student's favorite artist is Marshmello. See, they don't have to say that, but when we make an inference, we are taking what we know, what we read, or what we see, and we're just coming up with a guess. Okay? So, for making inferences, let's see how you can make an inference from this picture. Okay? So, young boy, and looks like he's holding some fruit. We can make an inference based on what we see and what we know. We can make a guess. What's something that you could guess from this picture? Now, I would say that he wants to be healthy. Instead of getting like some chips or some candy, he's getting some fruit. I can say that this kid wants to be healthy. I can also say that maybe he's hungry. So he goes into the kitchen, opens up the refrigerator, and gets something to eat. I'm just making an inference based on what I see and what I know. Okay? So, let's look at the definition for making inferences. So, to make an inference, I'll move this closer so that you can see it better. To make inference, that is when the author does not tell us everything about the story. So when we're reading a story, the author may not tell us everything that's going on, but we can still make inferences. So, since the author doesn't tell us everything, we, the readers, can use, so like I said before, so we can use what we read, and we can use what's already in our heads to make that guess. So I'm going to say we can use story clues. That's key right there, using a story clue. And using our background knowledge, that's also called schema. Schema is all the knowledge that's in our brains. So, the readers can use story clues and background knowledge to make an inference. So remember, in inference, you're just making a guess based on what's in the story, based on what the characters do, what they say, how they feel, what they think. You're just making a guess. Okay? So, oh, forgot my period. So some key words when we're thinking about making inferences. You're really making a sentence like, I can infer. So I'll put it down here. Make sure we can see it. There we go. You can say, I can infer. You can say, this means. You can say, maybe, or perhaps. For example, the author might have a picture. The author might have a picture that goes along with the story, and the author or the question might say, why does the author include the picture? Well, the author doesn't tell you why, but you can still make a guess. The question might say, why did the character feel this way? Or why did the character say that? So the author doesn't tell us everything, but we can still make a guess based on what we already know and based on what the characters are doing. So here is an inference equation. Now, I told us the equation before, but I want to write it out for you. So the equation is, we use what's in the text and we use what's in our brains to make a guess. So the text, our brains, and we can make a guess. Okay? So I'm going to draw a book. First thing, we use the text. And then we use what's in our brains. So we use what's in our, use the text plus what's in our brains. And remember, what's in our brains is called schema. So I'm going to write schema. And that's how we make an inference. Text plus schema, we can make an inference. And remember, to make an inference, you're just making a guess. All right, guess. Okay, scholars, that's it. When we make an inference, well, an inference is when the author doesn't tell us everything, we can use story clues and background knowledge to make a guess about what's going on. And the inference equation, we use what's in the text. We use what's in our brains. It's also called schema. And we can make a guess. Okay? So you're just making a guess based on what's in the story and what's in your head already. Okay, so please watch this video again. Be ready on Monday. We are going to talk about making inferences. Okay, so oh, and I'm also going to send the Kahoot very soon. I haven't made it yet, but I will. Okay, so enjoy your weekend. Watch this video more than once, okay, so that you can really get it. And I'll see you guys on Monday.